everyone, this is Archive12, and today we have a new Daddyphatsnaps reaction. It is a Jack the Ripper rap from Record of Ragnarok, London Bridge, and it's featuring an individual known as Oricadia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name right. I've never heard of this individual before, but I suppose we're going to find out who they are now. Link will be in the description below if you want to watch this without my commentary, because I will be pausing, I will be talking about it. And I am late to several other reactions, as well as on time for others. So we're just going to jump into this, so that way I can try and power through all of them. Let's see what he's brought to us today.
What's the God's way, then man, you don't know what you started. Blood dripping down and never tell you I was all as well. Don't you know that I've been bad news? Man, you really must be brand new.
Jack the Ripper, sadder that you couldn't catch me quicker. Now I'm back and taking half your liver. You was half alive, now I'm back to finish Jack the liver. Know that saying swimming with the fish? Well, I ain't a swimmer, and we at the river. Let them dive into the dimmer, Judge J. Does everybody rise for a killer? Different motive when I rise for the women. I just see a nice throat and I die for the killer.
Interesting. Okay, so first impressions in the first 45 seconds of this. I'm guessing that was Oricadia that was singing at the very beginning. Beautiful way of entering this song. DPS's like flow is very interesting here. I feel like I should be catching up on the rhythm, but it feels a little offbeat, and that's intentional. It's very clear it's intentional because it keeps happening. So because this is the first time I've listened to it, I don't know what the beat actually is. So like it's jarring, but it's keeping me enthralled enough for me to continue trying to figure it out. I was curious to see how he was going to approach this, whether or not he was going to add like any historical context to like the actual person that was Jack the Ripper, or if he was going to just focus specifically on Record of Ragnarok. I still haven't seen Record of Ragnarok, so I don't know much about like this version of Jack the Ripper. But it seems like DPS, at least right now, is just warming us up to essentially get us used to this character. I feel like a lot of people probably haven't seen Record of Ragnarok as of right now. It's a popular anime, but it's not like one of those that is on a lot of people's radar as far as I can tell. Kind of like Vinland Saga. It's a great anime, but it's not one that like everybody's talking about. So this would probably be like a lot of people's first introduction to this iteration of Jack the Ripper. So it's very curious and interesting to see how he's approaching this.
Yeah, cover looking so sweet. I swear death becomes you, so I'll keep a foot on your neck till death becomes you. If you sin enough to the death, then death becomes you. Yeah, I swear I've always been a gentleman. I never leave a mess tidy, clean up all the evidence. Evil, man, ain't nothing but a resident. So welcome to the den of my experiments.
What's the God's way, then man, you don't know what you started. Blood dripping down and never tell you I was all as well. Don't you know that I've been bad news? Man, you really must be brand new. What's the God's way, then man, you don't know what you started. Blood dripping down and never tell you I was all as well.
The beat switched. And I'll be perfectly honest and upfront, that's kind of what reactions are. I have mentioned this before in other songs and other reactions, that typically speaking, I don't usually like it when the beat switches in the middle of a song, because I feel like we haven't really had enough time with that version of the song, and then it goes into a different song, basically. And it's maybe that's just my brand or my preferred style of listening, but I would have preferred those two individual sections to be fully fleshed out songs independently of each other. So I don't know how I'm feeling right now at this particular moment. We're only halfway through. So it's possible what's going to happen is it's going to warm up to me. That oftentimes does happen, especially later on. But it's at this moment just a little jarring because I was expecting a little bit more of that first part, and now we're going into a second, essentially a completely different song. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I know that DPS is probably the most common of all the characters, of all the nerdcore artists that I react to that does beat switching. I know that he did it with his Moon Knight rap. I know he did it with his what is it? Solo leveler rap. He's done it with a couple of different ones, and it always takes me off guard. And I don't know how to process it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with this one.
Hurt people, fact I lurk people, hurt people, bad for sure, evil, they'll see the madness. Yet I serve people, they're evil, back my purge lethal, their sequel, rap they spurt bleeding, purple leave them black, I love your color, but it's subtle, let me turn it down another level, pull the blade and it's the longer muddle, funny so clear when I'm hearing muffles, they go dummy, but a knife when hidden muscle, gutter with a dummy, quiet in the gutter, from the gutter, now I'm gully when I gut 'em, guess that happens when your mother doesn't love you, I'm a killer. The wicked is septic, habitual sickness, repulsive, repugnant, malevolent, and wicked. Any synonym I fit the description, and I'm on a mission. You fear gods, I put fear in their systems. Knife thrust like a spear on a piston. Got a man, I know fear is indifferent.
I'm really, really vibing with this second half far more than I did with the first. The first was good, but this part right here, this entire thing from like a minute 46 on has been absolutely amazing. And this is what I'm talking about. I want the first half to be its own song and the second half to be its own song so we get to sit in it longer.
Got a man, I'm not fearing these bitches. Got a man, they can fill in these ditches. I'm a man, but the ceiling is different. Palm piece, but I'm wielding it different. Palm piece, but I'm killing your bishop. No king, just a battle with wheels in my ring. Better be on your kill shit, you swing, better hope it kills me. Tell me your final wish. I'm seeing the red in your skin and it's feel like psoriasis, feeling violent. I call with emotions and play you, I'm stringing the violin. That's a violence. I sent you the clues and you're still acting like it's in hieroglyphs. Cause I'm too smart. The second you think that you call me, you see it's my prior hits that ain't silent. It's coming in focus, they see the atrocities I have did on its violence. The silence of fear when I'm having the other asylums. I'm a sirens. I'm covered in blood, I can stand as a toll of an iron fist. It's the final clip. I'm a pop, 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 pop. If you get up, you'll die again.
The build up to that end was incredible. Like just starting off pretty like low key and just building up to the choir going alongside him at the end was just, oh, I didn't know that that McGuire released a new Dobby song. I'll have to check that out too. But yeah, just the build up from the beginning of that second half all the way to the end was insane. The first half, I was okay with. I was still, I was still getting used to the beat, and then the beat switched, and then I was like, why is it switching? I don't like this. This always throws me off. But by the time the song ended, I was all for it. But again, like I said, I wish those two halves were their own independent songs, because I would have loved to hear an entire song of that second half. Like, absolutely, I wish that second half was just like the entire song, and the first half was its own entire song. So that way, I could get used to the rhythm and the beat that he put in the first half, and I could enjoy it and sit in it longer. And the second half could just blow me away as its own independent song. But we got it as two snippets essentially, and that's okay. I just again would have liked two different Jack the Ripper songs, I guess. With completely different styles, because that's basically what this was one song with two different styles. Great song. Absolutely, especially the second half. I loved it. Like I said before, link will be in the description below. Go support Oricadia. Go support DPS. Go run this up. And yeah, thank you for joining me. This is Arc Alpha 12, and I will see you in the next video.